Greetings everybody. Greetings everybody. What we're going to do today is actually look at pictures from people who arrived at Boom by bike, and we will comment on it, but we haven't been on that tour. And to do so, I welcome Quentin. Here we have Richard, Ricardo, and we have Jack. So 3 of these guys arrived by bike. Quentin didn't arrive by bike, but he arrived by bike 2 years ago. And Quentin, from the area around Paris, at the moment he lives in Paris. He arrived from Avignon 2 years ago. And he is the person who actually founded the Facebook group Boom by Bike, and he is doing a lot of great networking and also created the Boom by Bike support guide. Some of you might know from the website of Boom. Quentin. Hello. Next one up is Richard from London. I know him since 10 minutes or so, I don't know, but he arrived by bike from London, and I'm excited to hear his stories and his comments on the pictures of the other guys who arrived but who are not here. I can't see them. Richard from London. And next one is Ricardo, originally Portuguese, if I'm right, but he arrived from Grenoble, from France, and he's the guy who has this amazing, nice bike here in front. He is a very creative biker, so I think we will hear some interesting stories from him. Ricardo. And last but not least, great help, thanks to have you on the panel as well, a late arrival, so to say, is Jack, originally from...
Yeah, I'm English. I just cycled to Croatia with my girlfriend Jessie over there, and then went to a festival there, and then cycled to here via ferries.
Beautiful. Let's start with you, Richard. You arrived from London. That's not exactly around the corner.
No, that's right. It's, yeah, so basically I cycled down to Portsmouth and then got the ferry across to St Malo, and then tracked down the western coast of France, and then kind of come across at an angle through Spain and into Portugal, and then hit the mountains basically. Some of the hills leading up to here are pretty full on. Especially when you've got a bike loaded up full with water, food and so forth. But yeah, a fantastic trip. You know what? Some fantastic people that I've met along the way. It's what cycle touring is all about. Kind of wild camping, getting up at sunrise, which I'm still in the routine of at the moment, so I need to adjust for Boom's schedule, because at the moment I'm waking up super early with the sunrise, going for a swim, and by the night time when it's all kicking off I'm exhausted, so I need to kind of shift my time scales a little bit in time with Boom. But yeah, so mostly wild camping. I did mine not on such a fantastic setup as this one, but on a Bianchi road bike, which in retrospect was a bit of a mistake because it's just not cut out for it. The amount of weight that I could bring on my panniers was not very much, and I ended up breaking a spoke and all kind of crazy stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing it on a road bike, but to be honest, when it comes to cycle touring, you can do it. I've seen so many different bikes here. I've met so many different people that have cycled from different places in the world, and at the end of the day, you just need a bike that works, even if it doesn't work.
Let's get into that a little deeper later, because I just see we have a female, Evelina. Evelina, please come to stage, Evelina. Where are you from, Evelina? Poland. All right, so you arrived all the way from Poland. Beautiful. So we are 5 bikers now.
So I'll let someone else speak, but we'll probably get into it later about the reasons why we do cycle touring, and try and promote it to anyone that might be thinking about doing a tour in the future, just to try and offer a bit of encouragement and stuff. So, thank you.
I'm very excited we have a female on stage now. Perhaps you can tell us, can you pass on the mic please? What was your motivation to come from Poland? That's really far away, isn't it? How many kilometers is it actually?
till Portugal. It's 7,000 kilometers.
7,000 kilometers.
Yeah, because
right?
I started cycling last year in July. So it was more like the travel, and yeah, but I am here, so
Yay!
in the end I end up.
Beautiful. 7,000 kilometers is definitely a record I personally heard. Beautiful. So you plan to come to Boom, or was it just like a road
At
trip?
the beginning, no, but with the time, my two wheels brought me here, and it was also a nice story because I wake up very early. That Polish people, I'm from Poland, have free tickets this year, like 1 week before the Boom, and the same day I was able to organize the ticket for me as well. So I think it's not the accident that my two wheels brought me here, and all the universe just make me that I'm here now.
Beautiful, beautiful. Quentin, so 2 years ago, what was your motivation? Was it 2 years ago the first time you arrived by bike?
Yeah, it was the first time I came to the Boom, and also I came by bike this time. My motivation was just was getting crazy because of my job, and you know, Paris is a very crowded city. There are lots of cars, and bicycles share the bus lanes, so it's not always simple, even at your home, to use your bicycle. So I thought, yeah, maybe I could take some time to go to the Boom and enjoy a different experience and meet people, because in Paris it's like, I feel like people are just ghosts. They're thinking about their work, about getting back home and eating something, drinking something, getting some sleep, and that's it. So I really wanted to get out of those habits and to get to know the people that I could meet on the road, and that's very interesting to cycle, because people are usually have lots of questions for you. So it's a very nice way to ask questions back and to know a bit more of the culture of the area you're crossing with your bike.
Let's switch to Ricardo. Your motivation. When did you come to Boom by bike first? Was it this year or?
I think the first time was in 2008 or 2010 with a normal bicycle, also with a solar panel.
All right.
Actually. But this year I decided to make something more unique, to try to motivate others to make this kind of long journey trips. And my mission was to reuse old components of a French bicycle, because I was living in Grenoble in France, and these bicycles are made with parts with maybe 6 years old. The frame was damaged. I need to re-weld it. I need to reuse the components, and then build an improvement that was a back trailer where I can carry my luggage, and I put my bag. And because I want to make a documentary about this travel, I put a solar panel where it could be possible to charge my cameras, a laptop, and mobile phone, etc. This bicycle was built in an association that calls Un Petit Vélo à la Tête, and it's a fantastic group of people that try to promote and help others to use more the bicycle in Grenoble city. It's really important to understand how is grateful to have this kind of people in the worldwide. It's impossible to continue to make long journey trip without other people supporting this kind of travels. There is a guy, Yannick, from Petit Vélo à la Tête, that I want that you come here. He's one of, come here, please.
Yannick, where are you?
Yannick is one of members of Un Petit Vélo à la Tête, and if you like to travel by bicycle, I recommend you to visit Un Petit Vélo à la Tête. You were really important to this project. You were the guy that you find everything. So I want to say thank you for the best experience that I have in my life in NPT Velo.
All right, tell us a little bit about the idea of the bike. Honestly, it looks like a bike I would probably not really trust it. It looks old and it looks kind of dodgy to me. Can you tell me you made it all the way with this bike? That's impressive.
Yeah, it looked like impressive. It's not the best bicycle for a long journey, but it's possible.
You made it, yeah.
It's
you made
possible.
it.
We are here, and now with the new technology about bicycles, we should focus more in recycle bicycle than go to a shop and buy a mass production bicycle made in Taiwan. Try also to restore bicycle, and I recommend to use steel. Steel is a technology that everybody can fix it. I had a lot of issues in this bicycle. I had an accident on my second day, and my trailer that was made from an IKEA bed. It's not a good steel. And I need to re-weld it. So it was really easy because I passed in the middle of nowhere where it was farmers and workshops, and I just asked for a welding machine and I re-weld the bicycle. So I recommend to use everything in your bicycle in steel. If you want to travel, if you want to have a small experience in this huge universe, you can build your own spaceship. Bicycles are spaceships. They take you everywhere. Okay? It's really important to people start to riding long travels by bicycles. Long travels. It's really important. Avoid the car, avoid the things about use the bicycle to work daily, blah blah blah. Travel by bicycle.
Perhaps
Meet the universe.
Perhaps you can switch to Jack, who hasn't said anything now. Sports and trance culture, festival culture, does that go together?
Yes.
Obviously it does, but
Yeah, well, you kind of just like cycle straight here. I don't know. You just sort of like go at it constantly all throughout the day. So it's just like stomping around basically. So I don't know.
that looks basically like a dance floor movement.
Yeah, you are just stomping on the bike basically.
Would you describe it as like a state of trance you get into if you?
I don't know. Well, yeah, it's definitely. I think it's much more of a mental game than a physical game. I think anyone can do it. It's just like you just have to just keep the motivation going throughout the day. When you're just tired and you're just like, oh, I could just stop and have a sandwich and a coffee or whatever. It's like, no, keep going, keep going. So yeah, mostly that. But,
Evelina, he just spoke about the mindset, and you have to get in the mindset of getting on and moving on. Did you travel alone?
Yes, I started my travel alone. I mean, at the beginning, I was traveling with my friend from Poland to Bratislava, and then I was continue alone. But of course, I met lots of people on the way, and I stopped in many places. So it's different. Sometimes you are alone, sometimes you are with people. People find everywhere, and you can organize a trip together, like 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour. It's really different.
All right.
I tried not to pay for food, not to pay for sleeping, and not to pay for low cost. Like try to survive without
And I think that is something-
consumption. And the way I was sleeping, my way was that I asked people. Okay, I was cycling. There was the evening, and I asked people if I can stay in the garden
All
to
right.
feel more safety. You know, like I didn't like to stay alone. I don't know where. That's in the garden, and it's very good way because I felt more safety and I could meet local people, like very local people, from the differences are so huge.
All right.
Yeah.
Richard, I think you wanted to say something.
Yeah, just while we're talking about the mindset. So for me, it's when I'm on my bike, it's like a form of moving meditation for me. I've not been very good at just sitting still. I can't really do that, so I've always sort of gone for a walk or something like that. So when you're on the bike and you're just pedaling away, it really does give you an opportunity to think about things and take it, take on board the surroundings that you're in. I find travelling by car is a little bit too fast and walking is a little bit too slow, but to have countries just kind of unravel at, say, 14 miles an hour is fantastic, and you really, like my friend here says, you do meet people, you know, many times when I've you know, asked for a place to stay, people are more than willing to give you a place to stay. A farmer came and arrived at dawn with a load of bread and cheese for me, and that happened on a number of occasions, and I know it happened to these guys as well. So I think the bike, if you arrive on a bike, I think it's quite disarming as well. I think people instantly have a recognition, and they can tell what you've done. You know, they perhaps are cyclists themselves, and people are so keen to help. So at no point did I ever feel unsafe at all throughout the trip, and there's always a place to stay, even if it does mean, okay, fine, sometimes you have to cycle out of the city a little bit into the countryside to find a place to camp. You have to do a few extra miles, but for me, with limited time frame that I had to get here to Boom, I set myself targets. So each night I look on the map, I set myself a little target, and it's a great sense of satisfaction as well to arrive by Boom, to arrive by bike is fantastic, and then to each day to try and get to that target, and if you exceed it, it's fantastic. So it's, you know, if anyone out there is thinking about doing a bike trip, go for it. Really, it's fantastic. Start small if you want, you know, a couple of days, but then if you do that and you enjoy it, I swear you get a bug for it, and you'll be considering doing a long distance trip for sure.
Next, we can actually get to the point again. What motivates you? Is that actually a motivation, like a conscious decision? I want to make a change. I actually want to reduce the carbon footprint, and is that a factor for you?
Yeah, definitely. There's like basically two reasons why that motivated me to do it. It's just it's cheap, and yeah, it's obviously like not got as big a carbon footprint. But first, because I cycled to Boom last time as well from Calais, and like the reason that I started doing it then was because I just wanted to go on a cycle trip somewhere for a cheap holiday, do some woofing in Spain. And then my friend was like, "Oh, I'm going to cycle to Portugal, go to Boom." And I was like, "Sound, yeah, okay, I'll come with you and do that." And then, yeah, but like what you were saying about the pressure as well, when you got the time scale, Robin, the guy I went with, was like such a faffer. He just like faffed around doing everything just so slow. So like we left really late. So we had like 3 weeks to get from Calais to Boom, and then by like we've done 2 weeks in France, and we were at the Pyrenees, and so we had like 7 days to get from the Pyrenees down to the middle of Portugal. And we were like, for fuck's sake. Should we get a train? And we were like, no, we don't want to get a train. We can't get a train. We've got to do it. So we're just like, fine, yeah, just pedal. And like, I really enjoyed it, the like pressure of doing it in like a short amount of days. But I was like, okay, I'm never going to do like a stressed out cycle ride again. I'm gonna have it much more chilled out. And this time I did it with my girlfriend Jessie, and like we went to, and we had 13 days to get from Croatia to here. So then we had a couple of days like getting ferry and train across Italy, and then got to Barcelona. So we had like, by that time we had like 8 or 9 days to get to here. So we were just doing like 160 mile days, just like 160 kilometer days, just caning it. And yeah, I advise to just take it slow, basically. I was like, I don't want to be that stressed out again, basically. But it was really fun.
I use the bicycle because I love freedom and I love respect. I'm not a good guy to talk about sustainability and say how much did I avoid in carbon emissions. So I use the bicycle as a freedom element. I decided to make a sustainable bicycle in a way of travel. I need electricity because I work with IT. I like computers, I like telecommunications, I like GPS, I like cameras, I like that new thing. So I decided to make like a mobile home that you have an opportunity to charge that device. So the concept of installing a system with solar panel was made because I like technology, okay? The trailer, it's useful because I can improve a different kind of luggage, and it's more easy to install than a panniers. I didn't have money to buy panniers for the bicycle, so I decided to make a trailer. So the concept depends of what is your philosophy, what is your travel, what you want. It's not, you don't need to copy this kind of concept. as a bicycle. You just need to feel what you want and improve your creative to make your spaceship.
All right. So it's a very artistic a moment in there.
Just looks really heavy.
It looks really heavy, absolutely.
Well, I believe this is the most heavy bicycle in Europe. All the bicycle, I got 75 kilos. 75 kilos.
So-
Everything.
All right, and you put your pack and everything onto that.
75 kilos.
All right.
I'm not Iron Man, so it's possible everybody to pedal. It's just a question of time, like you said, slow down and patience. Sometimes in a rush I have an accident, try to avoid an all, but I was really fast with this long vehicle. And I fall down, but yeah, we should be patient and calm down too, because there is no important to arrive 1 hour or 2 hours late.
By now, I think we had a three-figure number of boom by bikers arriving, but there's thousands and thousands of people here who arrived in aeroplanes, in buses, in cars. Do you think it is an option, or is that a vision, a realistic vision, to have a festival with many people arriving by bike? Or do you think it will always be like a special interest, like okay, we do the extra mile, quite literally, and or do you think it would be possible to have a festival with, let's say, 10% of bikers?
So I'm sure that it's possible. For me, everything is possible, and it's only about what we want, who we are, where we go, and what we want. We can create now and here. If you want to go by bike, let's do it.
Yay!
it's just the issue of our intention, of our, this is what I believe in. So for me, it's possible.
But I think it's important in a season of celebration to use the word bicycle, do it by bicycle. I use the bicycle daily, and they say, are you crazy? You go to work by bicycle. You go to the beach by bicycle. Are you crazy? When I try to do something different and unique, it's to show the other that it's simple with other bicycle. It's not a question of promoting myself. It's just, there are guys that do it in a worse way, so try to do it in a better way.
So thank you very much. It's very inspiring. So you asked how to motivate people to go by bike. So actually it would be very nice, perhaps you have on the website, perhaps it would be interesting for Quentin, a car sharing slot. So you could do a bike sharing slot, because I was interested in coming here by bike, but I couldn't find anyone. There's a nice website called joinmytrip.com, which is very good. So we found each other over this website. But it would be actually very nice to have a bike sharing slot where we can find people from our country which want to go the same way as us. So this could be an idea, perhaps for Quentin.
Quentin, I think you have the Facebook page is still quite active. I mean, this year you didn't come by bike, but you're still quite active on the Facebook page, aren't you? You know that if people met on the Facebook page?
Yeah, there are people. A lot of people asked me for details of how to go to Boom and which road they should take, so I shared my roadmap.
Is it also to meet other people? Does it work to meet other people? I mean, Facebook is actually a pretty good medium for that.
Like James met some French, and I accidentally hosted some Americans at my home in Paris. They found me on Wamshower's website.
All right.
So it's a hospitality for bicycle tours.
All right.
So I had not a lot of time to develop really good tools to find other cyclists, but yeah, it worked out.
The Boom by Bike initiative is something created by the bikers. It comes from their motivation to create awareness in the world about riding bikes. The Boom by Bike initiative started at Boom in 2008 with two Belgian bikers that contacted us and said they wanted to come to the Boom by Bike, and it was new, and so they got two guest tickets. And the number has been increasing over the years, and 2012 we had 10 guest tickets also, and These guest tickets are a token, a way of us to honoring what you do for the planet. It's not what you do for Boom. It's not. Yeah, it's 10 tickets, and it's what it is. We together with the bikers from 2012, we thought it would be a good motivation and a support to create a support network for the boomers that wanted to come. So this guide created together with Quentin is based on the experience of bikers from 2012, so as to create a support for other bikers that want to take the road. It's not for Boom, and it's not for an exchange of tickets, it's for the planet. So we honor what you do, we really respect and think it's great that more and more people can take the road, and this is what we've been watching over the Boom editions, is that more and more people want to take the road, and with new creative ways to take the road, like Ricardo that builds his own bike and creates awareness about recycling, things that are devolute in the system.
I think anyway we should have some collaboration for the next edition of the Boom, because there's a growing community, and I heard some of you guys who came by bike that you were not aware of a meeting point or what are the conditions to apply for a ticket. So we should definitely work together and build something like this.
I also considering to create on the next editions to develop a group with a partnership with the organization of the festival to create more infrastructure for the bikers. I'm one of them, I believe Quentin also. So if somebody want to join us to try to help the bikers, not the festival, I mean, okay? I mean, actually it's what I do in my life is try to promote the use of the bicycle, and I travel a lot, okay? I share my knowledge, I give a little bit about my experience, and I try to develop good solutions for bicycles. If somebody here is on, okay, we can develop a nice group for the next year to make a good infrastructure for bikers.
Yeah.
I just want to add that for the first time at Boom we have bike supports spread out around some of the artistic areas. This came from the feedback of bikers that were on the road and said, do you guys have a place where we can store our bikes? This is something we've never had before. The bikes just lie around against walls. So there is a constant feedback and improvement, and this is only possible with what you guys bring to us. Boom is made by all of us. It's not made by Boom. Boom is all of us.